Hello everyone and welcome to NKGP, a YouTube channel dedicated to e-bike reviews. Today we are going to be doing the 300-mile update on my new G-Force T42 Ebike, which was updated in July 2022. There's a picture of it and we will get right into the review. So before we get into the video, I guess the meat of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I don't have anything else other than an iPhone to record this video, but I will try and do my best to keep the camera steady in the road tests, as well as make sure the audio is somewhat decent for you guys. But overall, I love this bike so far. I will turn it on real quick, so I guess this is the first thing you guys would want to know. This is kind of what the handlebar looks like. The one complaint I have about the handlebar is that it's very I don't want to say it's skinny, because it's not, but there's not much room for you to put attachments, whether it's on this side or the side with the throttle. The throttle is right here. You also do have a horn, which is very nice. But we'll power up the e-bike just to show you kind of what's going on. So this is a power button right here, and then these are the pedal assist level buttons. So right now it is on 1. You can put it up to 3. The levels do go from 0 to 3. So if you do want to ride the e-bike with no assist level, you can. I will say this e-bike is pretty heavy, as you can tell. I mean, from the picture, it's very thick. The bike itself is very thick. It has the fat tires, so it is a heavy bike. I would not recommend riding on no pedal assist level, because you're just not going to have a good time. But going back to the handlebars, all you really need to know is that the throttle is here. Pedal assist levels are the plus and minus. Power button is the front button right here. I apologize for my nails, I need to cut them. But then your shift system is over here. So if you want to go down on the shift system, all you got to do is kind of pull that, and it'll take it down to whatever gear you want without clicking it multiple times. But if you do want to shift up, you will have to press this button once every time you want to switch a gear. Kind of looking at other aspects of the bike, a lot of these accessories on the bike came extra, or they didn't come extra, I bought extra. They all come from Amazon and they will all be listed in the description. But firstly, I have my phone holder. Basically, you open up this Velcro type contraption right here. You put your phone in the front. It's waterproof. You can, use your phone through the screen. But also a good thing I like is the extra storage that you can find in this pocket right here. Another attachment that I added was the cup holder, because I do enjoy going to places and getting coffee, whether it's local or just Dunkin'. So it's not for everyone, but if you do want a cup holder, it is definitely possible to put it on this bike rack. The bike rack itself is probably one of my favorite parts about the bike, because it has so much functionality. It's pretty large so that you can put multiple attachments on it, which you can see. I have a phone holder, I have a cup holder, and then I also keep my folding lock on the side of the bike rack itself. Now, looking at other aspects of the bike, the brakes are all hydraulic. It's hard to tell from here, but the brakes are hydraulic, which provides for a very smooth braking system with little to no noise. There is a key included with the bike, and the bike will not turn on if the key is not in the ignition state. So I will just do an example for you real quick. You can see the bike is on right now, but if I were to turn this to the off position, the bike turns off automatically, which is really nice because it's kind of a theft deterrent system as well, which is really nice. But regardless of that, I would not recommend keeping your battery in your bike at any time that you're away from the bike, because the battery itself makes up for about
50% or so of the actual cost of the bike. Finally, we do have a front suspension system. You can see, let's see if I can get a better angle. I like to keep it on the locked position, but you can open up the suspension if you want to. And then finally, on the other side, there is the preload option. I like to keep the preload pretty high, even though I do not weigh that much. I weigh about 150 pounds, 5'7", but the issue is if you keep your preload set to kind of soft, I'd say, there's a better chance of your suspension going out on you. Finally, I will talk about the headlight that you can see right here and the tail light that you can see right here. So I will turn the power on the bike so that you can check that out. Oh, see, that's nice though, because I can't turn the power on right now because the key underneath the bike, which I talked about earlier, is not on the ignition state. So I will turn it like that, try and power it on. There we go, it works. But the power button for the headlight and tail light is going to be this button right here on the side. As you can see, it displays on your monitor that the headlight kind of function is turned on, but when that is turned on, you can see the headlight right here. I will include some nighttime riding videos in here so you get an idea of how bright the light itself is. And then you can see the rear light displayed right here. But overall, the functionality on the bike itself is very good. I will show you the mile kind of odometer, I guess, right there, 290.9. So we're just coming up on 300 miles. And overall, I haven't had any issues with the bike so far, other than a little bit of front knocking, which I was able to solve myself. And I will probably make another video on that. Just to go into a little bit about the specs of my e-bike, the G-Force that I have has a 750 watt motor and is equipped with a 16 amp hour battery, which so far has gotten me about 35 to 40 miles on a charge. That is with a little bit of actual pedaling myself. I'd say if you were relying on the motor itself, I wouldn't expect more than 30 miles on a charge. But I mean, if you do space out kind of your pedal assist levels and you actually pedal a little bit yourself, you can definitely extend that to 40 to 45 miles. I think for the most part, I've done enough talking about the bike itself. I've given you guys a good angle of kind of what it looks like. All I will say is that it is a lot larger in person than it may look like on cam. I'm a short guy. I don't weigh much, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter. This bike is pretty, I don't know the word for it, but it's pretty thick itself, which you can tell by the center bar combined with the wheel. The wheel is 4 inches wide, like I said before, and the middle frame basically lines up with that. So the middle frame is actually where the battery goes as well. I'll open this up a little bit so you guys can see the battery. The battery sits in there. So that's a little bit of a nice feature. The battery itself isn't on the frame, or isn't outside of the frame. So it provides for a lot of security from water damage and other stuff like that. You can see I have gotten the bike a little bit dirty from going through different trails while it's wet, but I haven't had any battery issues other than self-imposed battery issues that I reached out to the company for, and they responded in a very short time, and I was able to fix the issue on my own. Other than that, I feel like I've given you guys a good view of the bike, what it looks like, and kind of describe the different features that it has. I'll do one more shot of close-ups from both the backside and the front. So this is the gear system. It is a 7-gear system. I haven't had any issues with that. The bike or the chain does fall off every so often, but it's very easy to put back on. Obviously, it pretty much operates as any other bike would. And then one other feature that I do want to point out that I really do enjoy, that I was kind of skeptical about at first, is the fenders. The fenders do actually protect the bike pretty well. I've driven through rain and honestly driven through a decent amount of mud, and for the most part I haven't gotten any, splashing or other debris on myself. It will get all over the bike, which, I mean, you can kind of tell. This part of the bike is drenched in mud from past rides, but overall I'd say if you're riding in rain or wet conditions, you really shouldn't worry about yourself getting wet or anything like that.
One final thing I do want to show you guys before I do the road test is kind of just how the bike folds in on itself and what you guys can expect from that. So basically, there are two different areas that the bike folds on itself. The first is the handlebars, though I don't like to mess with this because this is the only area that I've been having issues with. I did fix it on my own, which is a good sign. And I also do want to say that this bike operates and has a lot of the same features as the electric XP 2.0. So if you do have issues, there's a good chance there's been a video made on the electric XP 2.0, which is a lot more popular. But basically what I'm getting at is you are able to solve a lot of these issues that you will at some point endure using electric XP 2.0 videos, because this bike is basically the exact same thing with a different brand name and a little bit of different features. Basically the only issue I had is the left side of the bike has the front brake, the right side has the back brake. After about, I'd say 150 miles, I was getting some bad front knocking, so whenever I would brake using the front brake, the handlebar itself would kind of go back and forth really bad. But I mean, as you can tell, it's pretty solid as of now. The only issue I'm having is over bumps. The kind of folding mechanism, which I guess I'll show you since I'm talking about it. The folding mechanism is right here on the handlebar. So if you do pull up on this latch and then pull back, the handlebars will fold. And since we're going into it right now, I guess I'll show you how to fold it in half as well. It's on the other side of the bike, but I've already shown you it. There is a latch that kind of opens up the battery compartment, but if you do pull that out, that is what the bike kind of looks like when it's folded up. I'd say it's about 2.5 feet wide and probably 3.5 feet long going that way, though I mean, I don't know, I'm just eyeballing. Let me get this back out. But anyways, what I was talking about is some front knocking, which has really been my only issue on the bike so far. Is this piece itself is kind of hard to tighten in, and you can kind of hear the wiggle, but overall it really doesn't bother me that much, and it's not as bad as the issue I had before, which was this area right here that was coming up and actually causing the handlebars itself to kind of shake back and forth whenever I would use the front brake. But I was able to solve that, like I said. Other than that, I don't think there's much more else to kind of say about the bike. Like I said before, 7-gear shift system, 3 pedal assist levels. You can customize the pedal assist levels to kind of what you want to. I'm sorry if I sound out of breath. I've been up since 3 a.m. I worked 8 hours. I went golfing, and here I am. So I kind of am out of breath, but I oftentimes talk too fast and forget to breathe, so it is what it is. But I'll kind of just give you a face on so you can see the bike from all different angles. Obviously, you've had the side angle. Here's what it looks like from the front. I'll do the headlight on as well so you guys can see that. So it is a little bit bright out right now, so it's kind of hard to tell. The headlight also does go up and down, so you can kind of see that. And then this is what the bike looks like from the back with the tail light, as well as if you brake, the tail light will light up that you're braking. Another add-on that I got from Amazon was just kind of a reflector. There's a bunch of different settings. I like to keep it on the kind of just blinking setting, I guess, because I think, you know, motorists can see the best that way, and it'll get their attention. But there are a bunch of different settings depending on what you want. Now, after all that, let's get into some road tests and see what this bike can actually do. All right, like I said before, I do not have a GoPro or really any other device that I can use to, you know, kind of stabilize the video, but I will do my best to try and make it as watchable as possible. But I also do realize that it's probably going to be bumpy, and you guys kind of just have to deal with it, because right now I just started this channel. I don't really have the money to you know, buy better equipment, but I will do my best to kind of show you what is happening with the bike, as well as you know, the performance itself. So here goes nothing. Behind me is a private trail that I can't go, but in front of me is a very long straight road, pretty flat ground, and then it will go up to a pretty steep hill. I'm going to use an app on my phone to kind of measure the incline, but we will get there when we get there. So here we go. We are just about to start on the flat ground. There is the trail that was behind me. I'd say going forward, we have about a mile until we get to the base of the steep hill that I'm gonna get to. But I would like to add that I am on gravel right now, and you can kind of see how the bike will handle on gravel and just more so kind of rough terrain until we get to the stop sign that you'll see up ahead. So a lot of people, when they're first accelerating, will keep it on one. Even if I'm driving on the street myself, I will keep it on one, you know, if I'm at an intersection or anything, because I don't want any risk of excess acceleration where I'll be going into traffic. So I guess I will just start out on pedal assist 1, which I have set at 30% of motor power. Another thing I'd like to add is that for this test, I will not be pedaling at all. All of this will be from the motor itself. And I will try and every so often kind of show my feet so that you know I'm not pedaling, but we'll see. I got to keep my eyes on the road as well as deal with the camera since I don't have any equipment right now. But here we go. This is on pedal assist 1, starting from a gravel road, going up a stop sign. I'd say probably about 0.4 miles ahead. Here we go. So we're on pedal assist level 1. I'm gonna put it up to 2. A little bit of a bump there, almost ate shit, but we're good. So we're on pedal assist level 2 right now. We're probably going about 20 miles per hour. Another thing I'll add is that the miles per hour shown on the screen are a little bit faster than reality, at least according to the phone readings I've got. Let's put it up to pedal assist level 3 on gravel. It's on pedal assist level 3 right now. It doesn't look like it's reading, so if that happens, you just put your hand off the throttle and try again, and now you can see that it's going just fine. So we're coming up to the stop sign now. For the braking, I'm only using my front brake right now.
pretty much no squeaking, and that goes back to the hydraulic brakes that are featured on this bike, which I really enjoy. And can we just take a moment to appreciate the fucking scene? Beautiful. Sunset here in Wisconsin, nothing like it. Anyways, back to the video. We're gonna do a hill test that you'll see up ahead, but let's get to it. Again, this is no pedal. We're up to probably, I'd say, about 30 miles per hour on pretty flat ground up to this point. So right now, I'd say we're going about a little over 30, maybe 31 and a half miles per hour. Oh, there's a bunny. Anyways, just when you're looking at the speedometer, know that you're going probably 4 miles per hour less than what it says. That's not really an issue for me, but here you can see the hill that I'm talking about. It's quite the hill. I'd say it's about probably half a mile long, and it basically has a straight up incline. But I'm not gonna brake at all. I'm just gonna go straight up the hill so you guys can see what it's like to kind of just ride up the hill. Now I will say I will start pedaling probably halfway through this hill because I mean there is a good amount of resistance. But I don't really mind that at all. As you can see, we're still going, I'd say probably 12 miles an hour up this. I'm not really using any effort. I'm still on the 7th gear, so that says something. I'm not really putting in any effort myself. So overall, this bike will get you up a hill. Even though it's heavy, the bike itself is very powerful. And once again, I'm not really putting in a lot of effort at all. I'll give you a look behind so you can kind of see down the hill. And we're up it. With pretty much no issues at all. We're already starting to gain speed again. Not bad at all as a commuter bike. One thing I will say is that if you are expecting any type of service to be done on your bike from a local e-bike shop, they probably won't touch it, because at least the 2 e-bike shops that are local to me basically said they can't operate on the bike because they're under contract with certain companies. So that is the only kind of issue I guess I have with it. But overall, like I said before, if you use electric XP 2.0, you know, YouTube troubleshooting videos, you really shouldn't have an issue. I don't really have much tool experience myself, and I was able to fix the issue that I had pretty much on my own very fast. So overall, really not much to complain about. There you can see a motorcyclist, and there you can see a beautiful landscape of a Wisconsin sunset. Now I'm going to show you guys kind of what a flat road road test kind of looks like. I'd say that deer sign is about 30 feet in front of me. I have a little bit of a downhill incline, but it is followed by a little bit of an uphill incline. So let's see how this bike gets off of the throttle.
by the deer sign, we were already about 16 to 17 miles an hour. And as you can see, we are already at pretty much top speed. It says we're going about 37 miles an hour after that little hill. I'd say we were closer to 32, 33. Technically that's illegal, so take that information as you will. But overall, I'm here for the fun. Overall, I'd say the bike generally rides at 30 miles per hour if you're holding down the throttle. Another thing to consider, and kind of a nice feature of the G-Force, is that if you hold down the throttle for about 4 seconds, kind of cruise control will kick in, and it will continue to kind of try and power at that speed. So as you can see, my hand's off the throttle. I'm not pedaling at all, and still the bike is at 35 on the speedometer, which is what it was at before. So overall, you really don't have to worry about that, which is really nice. You don't have to, strain your hands, anything like that. And then finally, one thing that I missed before is the handlebar grips. They are really sturdy. They have good grips. And basically, unless you flip over the front of the bike yourself, you don't have to worry about falling off, which I love. But as we come to the end of this road, I will probably end the video, and I think that's all I really have to share. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, please drop a like and subscribe for more future e-bike updates. Thank you. Last thing I do want to do before I end this video is kind of just give you guys kind of a video of how the bike handles at high speeds with corners, as well as kind of just an uphill, downhill slope. So I will be doing that, and I'll try my best to have the best camera angles, but again, I don't really have the equipment for it, so I'm going to be using my bike helmet as kind of a post, so you probably won't get the best angle, but there is the terrain that we will be riding on, and you should be able to get a decent enough view of kind of how it handles. So I'll set the camera down and we'll get to it. Little bit of burnout at the end. If you guys did enjoy the video, please drop a like, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Let me know what different kind of e-bikes you want to see in the future. Thank you guys. I'll see you again.